Today we're going to be taking a look at 75383 Darth Maul's Sith Infiltrator. This set will be releasing on May 1st with 640 pieces and a retail price of $70 US. As you might know, this set is part of celebrating the 25th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars, with a logo shown down here at the bottom left corner of the box, as well as an exclusive 25th anniversary Saw Gerrera minifigure. The other three figures included in this set is the first Episode 1 Darth Maul that we have gotten since 2017, and the first Qui-Gon Jinn that we have gotten since 2017, so it's been a while since LEGO has made these characters. And then as you see, we also get young Anakin Skywalker. Also, I've talked about this time and time again, but I just love this new metallic blue color for the 25th anniversary sets. It's just great. It's some of the best box art that we have had in a very long time. On the back of the box, you're going to find another render of the set along with all the features, and one thing you might have noticed about this box is that for $70, it's actually fairly small, like really small actually. Here it is compared to a $30 set, and you can tell that it's not much bigger, and even more so, here it is compared to what a $70 box looked like back in 2018. You can see that it basically just absolutely dwarfs it, and I get that LEGO is trying to save on unused space inside of their boxes, but at the same time, the smaller boxes just make the sets not as exciting to get, in my opinion. Enough talking about the box though, let's actually dig in, and on the inside you're going to find 7 numbered bags as well as your instruction manual, and surprisingly no sticker sheet, which is always a nice thing to see. Taking a look at the instructions, on the front you're just going to have a render of the set, and then you're going to have some 25th anniversary art, and then from there you're going to jump straight into your building process. Onto the minifigures. First up here we have a brand new young Anakin Skywalker. It's a pretty simple figure, but I think they did a great job with the printing on the front and the back, and he's also got a really fun double-sided face. Next up we have Qui-Gon Jinn, who surprisingly actually has a physical cloth poncho piece, and it looks absolutely incredible. I think LEGO just blew it out of the water with this, and underneath the poncho you're going to find great torso printing and incredible leg printing, as well as really good back printing under the poncho too. He's also got a double-sided face, with the second face being sort of an angry face, and one thing I noticed about this face is that down there at the bottom around his beard, he's actually got some gray hairs down there, which add for some awesome detail. I'm not sure if it's on any of the older Qui-Gon Jinns, but it's on this one and it looks really good. Then next up here we have one of the most controversial figures of this set, being Darth Maul. And no, he does not have pupils, which has been very controversial in the community, and yes, I'm a sucker for accuracy, and obviously having pupils would have made him more accurate, but I actually don't think he looks bad without the pupils at all. In fact, despite it being blatantly inaccurate, I actually think it looks more menacing and more aggressive than it would if he actually had pupils on him. So in that case, for me, the pupils are kind of just take it or leave it. Although one crucial thing he is missing is his hood and his cape. I really don't understand why they did not include that. It's pretty disappointing. And then lastly, we have another very controversial minifigure, being the 25th anniversary Saw Gerrera. This is the first time that LEGO has ever made Saw Gerrera, and he looks absolutely incredible. He's got extremely detailed printing all over his legs, all over his torso. Even his shoulder piece actually has printing on the side of it, which just kind of surprised me. It looks really well, and he's also got this really awesome printed cape that just adds even more detail, and then underneath the cape there's even more printing on his back. And despite this figure looking really good, there is one blatant issue with him, and that is that he's green for some reason. I mean, like I said, he looks good, but he's not supposed to be green, and honestly this confuses me. I have no idea what version of Saw Gerrera that LEGO based this figure off of. Obviously he's not green in Rogue One, he's not green in Rebels, and he's not green in Jedi Fallen Order. I genuinely do not understand where LEGO got the idea to make him green from, but that's what they did. It doesn't look bad, but it's just inaccurate, and I think it would have been better if he was all gray or all black. And like all the other anniversary figures, he does come with this printed plaque that you can sit him on, and comes with a 2x4 plate that you can connect to the other 25th anniversary figures. For the most part, all these minifigures are really good, although for $70, I feel like these 4 figures is just not enough. To make it more complete, I really feel like LEGO should have thrown in the blue version of Padme just to make it feel like you were actually getting $70 worth of stuff, but they didn't, and we only get 4 figures, which is kind of disappointing. And then on top of that, the build itself does not feel like it's worth $70 either. Now, the first thing you might notice is how far it actually leans forward when it's in its landing position. The landing gear is retractable on both sides, which is pretty cool, but I do not like how far it leans down when it is in its landing position. I think the landing gear could have been extended a little bit further and it would have been perfect, but no, it looks kind of awkward because it just leans down so far. Anyways, from the top down, the front does look pretty good. It's very sleek and they did a pretty good job on the shaping. Right here towards the front, there are these 2 tiles that just look like they're just normal pieces, but when you press them down, they actually fire the spring-loaded shooters, which is really cool to to me. When I was building these, I had no idea what they were for, but at the end, when I put the spring-loaded shooters in, it was pretty cool. And they're hidden in there very well. You can't even tell they're spring-loaded shooters on the inside. This piece on the top can also open to reveal 3 of the Sith probe droids, and they're pretty simple builds, but they do look good and they do get the job done. But there's also this feature where they can actually fall out of the bottom. As you can see here, there is this little piece that you can slide. If you see, it's just barely sliding when I move my thumb, and when you're holding it flat and you slide that piece out, the bottom door will actually swing open and the probe droids will fall out, which I think is a really fun play feature with a pretty cool mechanism that they designed for it. Now, like I said, when you're looking at the front from the top down, it does look pretty good, but it starts to really go downhill when you look at it directly from the side. To me at least, this area is just way too thick. In universe, the Sith Infiltrator is a very sleek ship, and I just don't really think LEGO captured that here, at least for the front portion. It could have easily been at least 2 plates thinner, even with the probe droids on the inside. As you can see here, they don't even come close to going to the top. There's definitely enough room there for it to have been at least 2 plates thinner, but no, this front middle section is just really bulky and thick, and I don't think it looks as good as it could. Also, if you're wondering what the bottom looks like, here it is. There's not much to see down here, just the mechanism for the probe droids. Now, despite the front portion not being as good as it could, the back portion looks incredible. There's lots of really good detail at the sides here, where it sort of transitions from the front portion to the wings, and also some nice red transparent pieces that make it look like this actually is a cockpit. And speaking of the cockpit, this top panel piece is actually printed, and it looks really good. The back looks nice as well, with lots and lots of tiles, adding for some really awesome detail and some awesome shaping. And directly at the back, there are 2 little green transparent pieces that are supposed to represent the engines. They're small, but they do get the job done. Now, the whole back portion can actually open up in quite a few different areas to reveal Darth Maul's speeder, which looks really good. It's just tan and brown and a very simple design, but it looks good, and I like it. And as you'd expect, you can grab Darth Maul and sit him on here as well. There aren't any studs, so you have to make him hold on to the handles. The inside of the cockpit is fairly simple. There's just a printed control panel and some other pieces in there adding for a little bit of detail, and then there are 2 clips on either side to be able to hold his double-bladed lightsaber, and then you can actually take Darth Maul on his speeder and slide him back in here, and he fits. There is some minor detailing on the sides of the wings, which looks pretty decent, and as you'd expect, all 4 wings can open up to its flying position, and let me tell you, when it's in its flying position, it does look really good. It's a great display piece if you have a stand like I have here, and also it's just really fun to play with. It's got great switchability. Now, like I pointed out throughout the video, this set definitely does have its highs and its lows. All the minifigures that are included are very good, besides Saw Gerrera being green for no reason, which does get on my nerves. And again, I wish it did include Padme, because these 4 figures just don't feel like enough for a $70 set, and I know LEGO claims they have reasons to not make Watto anymore. If you know, you know. I'm not going to go into depth explaining. So Padme really would have completed this set for me at least. It would have made it feel like it was actually worth the $70. That combined with the issues that I pointed out on the actual ship, with the front portion being too thick and the landing gear making it lean too far forward, is making me feel a pretty generous 8.5 out of 10 for this set. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you want to check out more of my videos, you can see them on the end screen right now.